A segment on a late-night show took aim at the U.S. military operation known as Epic Fury, with the host sharply criticizing both the name and the broader handling of the situation in the Middle East. He joked that Epic Fury sounded more like a low-budget action video or an over-the-top energy drink than the serious military campaign, calling it one of the most ridiculous names he had ever heard. Turning to recent developments, he noted that despite continued U.S. bombing efforts, Iran has still been able to strike targets across the region and disrupt the Strait of Hormuz, raising concerns about the effectiveness of the operation. The host also played a clip of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth addressing the public directly at a press conference, where Hegseth emphasized that he was speaking straight to the American people rather than through the media. The host mocked the tone of the speech, comparing it to an overly dramatic setup and suggesting that such declarations were unnecessary. He then shifted to public reaction, highlighting rising gas prices since the start of the operation. In one interview, a voter who said she had supported former President Donald Trump 3 times expressed regret and frustration, ultimately calling him a worthless pile of shit. The host used the moment to underscore growing dissatisfaction among some supporters. The segment also scrutinized Trump's repeated claims that the U.S. had already won the war. The host pointed out that similar declarations had been made days earlier, even as the conflict appeared ongoing. He questioned the credibility of statements suggesting Iran's military capabilities had been completely destroyed, noting that attacks in the region were still continuing. Additionally, he referenced reports that the Pentagon is seeking an additional $200 billion in funding for the operation, arguing that such a request contradicts claims that the conflict is effectively over. Concluding the segment, the host argued that the administration's messaging appears increasingly inconsistent with events on the ground, suggesting that public frustration is becoming more visible as the situation continues to